I came to a place called Vrindavan. I was on my way somewhere else. I was on this train that was in an agricultural field that flooded due to monsoon rains, and we were in one place for 25 hours. There were 200 people in a compartment that held 60. And when we finally started to move, I got out of the train at a station just to drink some water and breathe some air and to move. And then the train left and I couldn't get back on. It was too crowded. So I asked people, where am I? And they said, this is Mathura, the birthplace of Krishna. And today is Janmashtami, Krishna's birthday. So I decided I'll stay here for a couple days and go on to my destination. But then I got typhoid fever the day I was supposed to leave. So I was stuck in this place. And the beauty of the people and the environment so much charmed my heart. It's the place of pilgrimage, especially for those who practice bhakti yoga. The yoga that specifically aims at opening the love of the heart and being an instrument of that love in our life. The love of God and love for every living being. Because when we love God, we see everyone as our neighbor and love them as ourselves. It's a universal principle. I found bhakti to be so much the essence of all real spiritual paths. So I decided to stay there. And at one point I met this one very simple old man. His name was Ganesham. He was in his 70s. I was then about 20, going on 21. He found these deities of Krishna. In India, people worship deities and believe that God accepts our love and our devotion through these forms when it's offered with sincerity. So he had these deities, and he was a homeless man. He found them on the ground. It's a beautiful story how that happened. He worshipped them under a tree, and one family said, you could use our closet and worship them there. So he slept in the family's home hallway outside the closet and did his devotion in the closet for 50 years by the time I went to see him. His humility and his sincerity so much charmed my heart. He was just such a simple man. He wasn't a scholar. He was just nice. So every day I would go to him. And one night I went. It was in the winter. And as I was leaving, he said, where do you sleep tonight? I said, I sleep on the bank of the river Yamuna every night. He said, no, it is too cold. You must sleep here tonight. I said, I sleep there every night, Ganesham. He said, no, tonight you sleep here. I said, it's not so cold. He said, it's very, very cold. You sleep here. It was actually very cold that night. So I said, all right. So he gave me this old, threadbare blanket. And he said, you sleep with this blanket. On the floor, of course, because he slept on the floor. I said, where's your blanket? He said, no need. I said, this is your blanket. You only have one blanket. You're giving me your blanket. You use this blanket. He said, no need. I said, you're an old man. I'm young. I'm not going to take your blanket away from you. He said, no need. I said, then I'm going back to the riverbank. And I started walking away. He said, I will take the blanket. So I laid on the floor, and he laid on the floor and put the blanket over him. Now for some yogis, I learned a special asana. how to keep warm in the winter when you sleep on the ground. What you do is you curl up as tight as you possibly can. You just crunch your body into a little ball, and the energy of doing that produces a little bit of heat. And when you're desperate, a little is a lot. So I curled up real tight. It was really cold, and I fell asleep. A few minutes later, I woke up, and I looked over, and there was old Ganesham laying there without a blanket. And he was trembling, violently trembling, like a leaf in a windstorm. And I was feeling kind of warm. I was wondering what's happening. Then I looked on top of myself. As soon as I fell asleep, he put his blanket over me. So I took that blanket and very, very quietly went to put it back on a Ganesham. As soon as I touched him, he jumped up. No need, no need. I said, Ganesham, you're freezing. He said, no need, I am not cold. I am very happy. I said, you take this blanket. He said, no, you use this blanket. And I said, then I'm leaving. He said, all right, I will take the blanket. And I went to sleep. And I woke up a few minutes later, and I was a little warm. And I looked over, and there was Ganesham with no blanket, and he put it back on me, and we did this all night. Ganesham's mood. He would tell me. He said, to serve God means to serve every living being. To serve God means to serve those who God loves. And God loves everyone. And he told me that there's no greater pleasure that he experiences than undergoing difficulty to serve others in God's name. And he meant it. In this book, I tell several stories about Ganesham.